Not that long ago, one of my friends posted on LinkedIn about managing expectations, right? And as recruiters, we are supposed to manage expectations. That is part of our job. But what happens when a manager comes up to you and says, whether you're an internal recruiter or whether you're an agency recruiter, a manager comes up to you and says, hey, I need 5 purple squirrels. And for those of you who don't know the term, the purple squirrel means that you're a highly valued candidate that has a specific skill set and you are in demand in the market. You have all these insane qualifications that hiring managers are looking for. So, hiring manager comes up to the recruiter and says, I need 5 senior level Python developers and we can only pay them $100,000. And this is a real life scenario where this happened to me. And I said this in a meeting to my old boss. My old boss was getting pressure from his boss to find 3 to 5 senior level Python developers in the Phoenix market, not paying more than $80,000. For those of you who don't know how rare that is, it's basically finding, I don't know, Jesus walking around in the street, 3 to 5 versions of Jesus. And I looked at my boss and I said, we're working on it. We're not going to get 3 to 5 submittals for 3 to 5 people to present to the client. And the client knows that as well. That's the funny thing. The client knows that as well in this scenario. And they understand that they are paying very low. They're a startup. They can't pay very much. So they understand they're not going to get 3 to 5 submittals. But my boss and their boss want 3 to 5 submittals. I'm standing there in front of my boss, and he just keeps going. We need 3 to 5 submittals. We need 3 to 5 submittals. I don't care. We need 3 to 5 submittals. And my smartass looked at him and said, would you like me to go to the submittal tree and pick out some submittals? Because I can, if you can show me where the submittal tree is. I legitimately said this because we're not going to find 3 to 5. They're not 3 to 5 Python developers, senior level, that will take an $80,000 job. Well, they're not 3 to 5 Python developers available in the market that I can go find, let alone that they will take $80,000 that don't need sponsorship. So I said that, and my boss, he just went quiet. He didn't know what else to say because I was tired of telling him that it's not possible. Realistically, it's not possible. The client knows that, and he just kept coming at me and my colleagues, and I wasn't about that life. So I looked at him and I'm like, is there anything else? And I walked away. But how do you manage that? There is a better way of handling that situation. I promise you there's a better way. I just didn't handle it very well. What should you say? Should you, in that scenario, as recruiters, we have to be the market expert, right? We have to know how many Java developers are available out there that will even entertain. So you go to job boards, you go look at how many, you do your Boolean search because we are all Boolean gurus. We do our Boolean search and we figure out how many are there available. How many of them are we even sponsoring? So if we're not sponsoring, there goes most of the candidates that are available out there. Are they full-time? Are they contractors? Some candidates only want full-time. I'm not saying that these candidates are not out there. I'm saying finding them is going to be a task. Not only finding them, but then convincing them to come work for your own organization or your client's organization is going to be a completely different thing. In the last 24 hours, I have lost 3 candidates to different offers, not counter offers, to different offers. And the great thing was that I wasn't upset, myself, my account manager, my clients. It happens in this environment. Candidates are going to have multiple job offers, especially in tech. They're going to have multiple job offers within a week of them looking, and that's totally normal. So what do you do, and how do you handle that situation with your hiring manager, as an internal recruiter as well as an external recruiter? Kind of have to explain their situation, right? Um, Even no matter how fast you're moving, if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. That candidate could possibly get better offers somewhere else that they like better. It's always possible. Just like when you were interviewing 3 to 5 candidates and that one candidate is really gunning for this job, but you went with the other candidate because they were better for you. It's the same scenario on the other side. You have to explain to the managers what happened, what the situation was, and this is where it comes back to us, where we find all the information out. And as much information we know, it's better because then we can go back to the hiring manager and relay that information. It wasn't anything you did, it wasn't anything I did, it just worked out somewhere else. We'll find another candidate for you. It's all you can do in this market, especially if you are recruiting for high profile positions, tech, accounting, finance, engineering, senior. Like if you're hiring for mid to senior level, executive level, it's gonna happen. And there's nothing us as recruiters can do besides try to hold on. We want to hold on as much as we can, but sometimes you have to let go because that candidate, so if some things are not meant to be, and if it's not meant to be, it's not meant to be. All you can do is what you've done and do your best. It's all.